Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of Sport Talk. I am your host, Evan, and today I'm joined by Preston and a new guest, Connor. And today we have a free agency special for you guys. The NBA free agency just started a couple days ago, and we're just going to go through all of the big trades, big signings, and all that jazz. So, before we do that, make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll get started with the biggest news coming out of these past couple of days is Kevin Durant requested a trade out of Brooklyn, which was very surprising to say the least, because I thought after Kyrie came back on his player option that they would try to stick it out, but he pretty much like the day after said he was going to leave. And so literally that halted pretty much everything, because everyone wants to see if they're in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes or not. And I mean, we've never seen a player of Kevin Durant's caliber on the trade market, so it's really hard to even come up with like trades for him. So, but I just want to, just before we talk about where we think he'll go and all this stuff, I just want to talk about how the Brooklyn Nets experiment failed miserably.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, what was it? 3 years ago is when they all kind of signed together. Kevin Durant, Kyrie moved on, and they moved to Brooklyn. And over that 3 years, they only played 44 games together.
Yeah, I mean, Knicks fans were absolutely distraught because they thought they were going there. But, you know, it kind of shocked everybody they would go to Brooklyn instead of the Knicks. But on paper, I mean, this was going to be a super team.
Oh, 100%.
They had the shooting, they had the playmaking, they had, I mean, whatever you need, they had it. And just some reason, it just would fall apart. I mean, you'd see that their defense would break down and that they couldn't score, and you're just like, we thought this was the team that everyone was hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a certain point when you need role players.
Yeah.
Because, there's only one ball. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got so many guys who require the ball to impact the game, and then only one can have it at a time. So it's kind of useless at some point.
Yeah. It's just funny. If I were to tell you 5 years ago that Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden would all be on the same team at one time, you would have thought that they would have not lost a game. Yeah. And instead they made one playoff series and barely did.
I mean, KD was what? An inch away from sending them on? Yeah, and just his foot was on the line?
Away. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of what ifs in this game.
I mean, if he wears his normal size shoe, then they'll probably win a championship, and this never happens.
I mean, double socking sometimes has its disbenefits.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah, we were all giving Harden crap because he dipped really early, but he was inevitably right. That it was just this dysfunctional couple of years for them because of the whole Kyrie not playing and being a part-time player. And then I think when they hired Steve Nash, that was a big question for a bunch of people because he was very unproven and has really not shown to be a good head coach.
Yeah, I don't know why they signed Nash there when they had two stars in the league. And they really didn't have any direction to go because Nash was just finding out his thing. Yeah. I think if they would have signed him as, a assistant coach or just an offensive mind in their room, that would have been so much more better. But I mean, he didn't really have anywhere to go because that was his first time coaching.
Yeah, I think just bringing in an inexperienced coach for a team that's trying to make a championship push in that sort of small of a window is not the recipe for success. This happens once a podcast where you have to wait for the dog to stop barking. But yeah, I think there was just a whole slew of things that went into Kevin Durant inevitably leaving, and I think this is one of the biggest failed experiments that we've seen in recent history.
We haven't seen anything of that caliber. I mean, they threw out so much draft capital and gave away a lot for pretty much no return.
Yeah, I mean, Harden was there for a year and a half, and then Kyrie has never played really, and KD, it's just been KD.
Yeah, now they got to figure out what they're going to do with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, they have Ben Simmons too. So they're in a weird spot right now, but they're also, I kind of feel, in a good spot because if they do trade Kevin Durant, like they're going to get a package.
They're going to get a bag.
So
especially with what Utah got with
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, they're going to get a really good package.
So if they play their cards right, I think they could be retooling very well.
Do you think that when they trade Kevin Durant, that they're going to contend next season, or be just competitive?
Probably just competitive because I think like the West has gotten a lot better, and then like you still have like Sixers, Celtics, Bucks, Bulls, like all those teams in the West. So I think you losing obviously two like all-star players is definitely going to hinder it.
So do you think they're going to ask for?
It really just depends who they get. I mean, if they get like if they do like some massive trade to get like for sure all-star, then I think they might be okay. But if they go, it just really depends what route they want to go. If they go the more kind of rebuilding, or if they just go for like the big hitter. But we'll see. But yeah, so his KD's like preferred destinations were Miami and Phoenix, and I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah, I don't see Phoenix because of the Devin Booker situation.
They said they wouldn't trade him unless they had Devin Booker.
And then I think Miami, they're going to ask for Bam Adebayo. And definitely a lot of draft capital, which I don't know Miami wants to do because they're kind of an older team right now. They got Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler. So I don't know if they want to put it all in for... I mean, you get Kevin Durant, you're automatically a championship contender.
Yeah.
I mean, any team.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they really want to do that.
Yeah, it's just you're kind of banking on because he's still under contract for 4 years, which is nice. But I've listened to some people say like if I'm a team and I'm giving away my entire future, what's stopping him from just saying I don't like a year from now I don't like playing here and then request another trade?
Yeah, that was a big thing with my team, the Bulls. We were talking about giving away Patrick Williams and Dalen Terry, a bunch of young guys that we think can be stars in the league. And Kevin Durant at that 4th year in his contract is going to be better than any of our guys at their peak.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, I just think like I don't know. Kevin has a history of just leaving a team whenever he wants to. So it's a gamble because you're basically throwing away your entire future to get 4 years of Kevin Durant, which is and like on paper is a good.
Like Kevin Durant coming off the Thunder, I'd throw the whole bag. But now that he's bounced around like 3 different teams, it's like he's just he could just bounce your team next and screw your franchise.
Yeah, but he also is the top 3 scorer in the league. And
just like he's a great talent, which is why I think that's why they said every team submitted an offer just because they tried.
For if you get him for 1 season, that's a championship contending season. I mean, it's not like you're going to just throw it away. I mean, like a team like the Bulls or like lower teams like the Pistons or like teams that don't really have a shot. I mean, they'd take 1 year of Kevin Durant over all the years of their young guys.
Yeah. It really just depends on like what the owner thinks like his team and where they think they should go. Because like we were talking, like you said, you're going to have to throw a lot to get Kevin Durant, and it's just if you want to mortgage your future to have a couple years with KD.
I think that's why no one really knows where he's going or like what's going to happen because it's all really just like franchise opinion. Yeah. Like there's not like a set in stone like right answer to if a franchise should like give it up or not. Yeah. Like some guys it's just obvious, but this one's a little both sided.
Yeah. Plus it's like wherever this trade is like league altering. Like wherever he gets traded, it changes the landscape of the NBA completely.
Right.
I just really hope he doesn't go to the Central Division in the East, unless it's on the Bulls.
I don't think that'll happen.
KD to the Bulls, Connor.
If we give up DeMar, Vooch, Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Dalen Terry,
the entire
and at least 3 first-round picks, I think we have a shot. I mean,
they probably want Levine and Lonzo.
Just resign. I would give up Lonzo. I really think Lonzo is going to be a top 3 point guard in the league at some point in his career. I mean, just his basketball IQ isn't off the charts.
Just gotta stay healthy.
Yeah. Hopefully he's there to start the season.
Yeah.
On top of that, they're giving a bunch of fat contracts right now.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen all those?
Yeah, dude, everyone's getting like $1 million, like
200 plus, yeah.
Jokic is now like the highest paid player ever, which was like 264 or something like that.
And Jokic, you got Zion at like 225, which he hasn't played a full season yet.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that extension? Because he got paid more than Ja did. Ja got like 193 or 194 or something.
Because they got no one else to play.
I really think it's New Orleans really throwing, something into the wind, hoping it catches.
Yeah.
Because I mean they haven't competed in a while since AD.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, like videos and like 30-second clips don't mean a lot, but he looks better.
Yeah, he is looking.
He looks
better.
like he's getting a little better in shape and stuff.
He does look more lean.
I hope he does good because I mean he's a fun player to watch.
I mean, I'm not going to be that guy, but when he did get drafted, I said he's going to be the next like Derrick Rose. He's going to look so good the first couple of years and then get injured.
Dude, it's because of his weight. I feel like if he goes down in that weight, like especially with his play style, like the pressure on his knees and stuff, ankles.
It's the style of play.
Yeah.
I mean, you see explosive point guards, and only a few can really come out without being like totally injured. Like Russell Westbrook's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people were saying that. I mean, even Zion was an untouchable to get Kevin Durant. Like people were saying that they would. Like entertaining the trade for
They'd
Zion
have to give
or
up
something.
Zion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to give him Brandon Ingram.
I have seen some Brandon Ingram packages. But yeah, Zion, it'll be interesting to see because he should be fully healthy this year, as all signs are pointing to, unless something happens during like training camp or anything. So it'll be interesting to see how he does because, like you said, he just got like a max extension.
I really think it's like how much they push him. Like, are they going to give him 38 minutes out of the gate?
Yeah.
Or are they going to, give him 28, 30?
Yeah.
That was a big reason that Derrick Rose got injured again is because they tried to push him back so hard. I mean, I know I'm pulling up a bunch of bull stuff, but
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think I don't mind the extension because there, like, obviously everyone was saying he should leave because there was reports that he was being like misused or they weren't like dealing with his injury well or something like that. But I mean, you can't lose. You have to still bank on his upside.
Yeah.
Like you can't just lose a player of that caliber for nothing.
He's got a major upside.
Yeah.
It's just the injuries and how they built the team around him. I don't think they've really built a team around Zion, but like how can you when he hasn't even played a full season like you said?
Yeah. I think when they traded Lonzo, that hurt them a lot.
Oh, very thankful that they did that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think for them that hurt them a lot.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be a waiting game. We just have to wait and see what he does because, like, there's no really predicting that dude's future with, like, the injury. I mean, if he doesn't get hurt,
one of the best players.
Sky's the limit. Yeah, I mean, he came into the league as a rookie. What was he averaging, like 20+ with like a 70-something% field goal?
And there was that game where
off the chart.
There was that game he went 6 for 6 in the first half from 3.
Yeah,
am I right?
Yeah, like sky's the limit.
It blew the
for that
whole
kid,
league
man.
off guard.
Yeah, I know. But we should have to see if he can stay healthy.
I'm trying to find some Kevin Durant trades real quick.
We'll give up Matt Thomas.
Yeah, I think that'll get the deal done.
No, he got released. I'm very happy about that.
We could throw in Colin.
They wouldn't be. We'd have to throw in like Mobley or Garland.
You'd have to put in Garland, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm good.
Yeah, no, Garland's a beast.
I hate the Cavs, but like Garland's going to be a really good point guard coming up.
Yeah, him and Mobley are going to be really good. All right, here. There's unexpected trade ideas for KD. Yeah, screw it. Because I know I did see one. Since we're talking about the Pelicans, I did see a Brandon Ingram deal. Here's the first one is the Bulls.
Hey.
This one, DeMar, Patrick, Kobe, 3 firsts and a first-round pick swap.
We'd have to give up Vooch.
Yeah, that's
that wouldn't be enough. I mean, Patrick Williams, I think, has the potential to be a Kawhi Leonard type player at his peak.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's got to stay healthy. Thanks, Mitchell Robinson, for dislocating his wrist. It really hurt us.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has, very, high two-way capability. Because he's already shown that as, the first couple years in the league. But, yeah, I think he could be sort of like a Kawhi type player.
I think he's got to get more confident. I mean,
he has
watching him 82 games a season, he's too timid. I mean, we put him with that second unit to really shoot the ball and lead them. And I just think he has to be more confident in himself because you'll see in clips and stuff where he is just making everything. Mm-hmm. He's just got to have that confidence.
Yeah, he kind of started the trend of there's a sleeper guy that goes and the week before the draft blows up and catapults him to the top.
Dalen Terry.
Yeah. And that happened last year with Scotty Barnes. Nobody's really talking about him. Then he skyrocketed, and then he ended up winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you don't really put that much stock into college stats and what happens before the NBA, because
it's all a different game.
Yeah. Levine was backing up Devin Booker at UCLA.
Booker was Kentucky.
I forget. He was backing up somebody from UCLA.
Maybe one of the holidays.
I know he didn't start in college.
Yeah, he was probably a six man. Booker was a six man.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't have to start and score 20 points a game to be a good player in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's just work ethic.
And how many undrafted free agents come out to be really good, like Fred VanVleet, him starting in the G League. It's about the abilities and the intangibles. It's not about the stats.
Yeah. Plus, we've seen a lot of great college players not translate well to the NBA. Here's a Pelicans trade.
Oh boy.
Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, Dyson Daniels, and 3 first-round picks.
That's not enough. I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, I don't think any of these are.
If Rudy Gobert is getting 5 first-round picks, you're throwing your entire team at the Nets.
Yeah. So, me and Preston we were working out yesterday, and they had the NBA Today show on, or whatever it's called now. And Woj said that the team that was lurking or not to count out was the Raptors, and then that kind of got me thinking. So I looked up a trade, a Raptors trade, and I found a good one, and then I kind of tweaked it. So I want to hear what you guys think of this trade. So the Nets receive OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., and Scotty Barnes, along with 4 first-round picks from the Raptors. And then the Lakers receive Kyrie Irving and Joe Harris. And then the Nets would receive Talen Horton-Tucker, Russell Westbrook, and their 2027 first. So all in all, the Nets would get Russ, OG, Gary Trent, THT, Barnes, and 5 first-round picks. The Raptors would get KD, and the Lakers would get Kyrie and Joe Harris.
Yeah, it's definitely a possible trade. I really like Kyrie and Joe Harris. And then, the Raptors would be one of the best teams in the East. Definitely with Siakam.
Oh, man, that would be crazy.
Scary.
Siakam, Fred, and KD.
Yeah, and then you'd have another big 3 in LA with Kyrie and AD and LeBron. And then Joe Harris is a great shooter.
Oh, yeah. I think that kind of fits the Lakers mold, though.
That would be that would be a huge win for the Lakers. Huge.
And then I think for the Nets, you have to take on Russ for 1 year, obviously. But I think you can look past that when you get guys like OG, Gary Trent, THT, and Barnes, who are all great players, all under the age of 24. And Scotty Barnes has all-star potential. He could easily be an all-star in a couple of years. Plus, you get 5 first-round picks, which they might want more. I really can't tell, but I think it's a pretty fair trade throughout all 3, and I think all 3 get better in what their situation.
I think if the Lakers get Kyrie, I think they're finals contenders easy.
Yeah, it just depends if it really just depends how well Kyrie meshes with that whole squad.
I really think the Lakers' problem is their motor towards the end of the season. We've seen them; they have title hopes at the beginning of the season. They're top 3 in the West. Then when it gets around All-Star break, they're kind of letting down. Right. I know some of it's been injuries
and age.
In age,
That's the main
definitely.
part.
It's just I don't know if they have the motor to get there. I mean, they're definitely one of the best teams in the West. It's
Right.
just, can they take that into the postseason?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about AD anymore because that man just keeps getting hurt or he's just out. Like it's like every single.
Did you hear he hasn't shot a basketball since like the season ended?
Yeah, I saw that, and Bulls fans are going crazy. Like, oh, we don't want him. Like, I want him. Like, we'll take him. It's just, I mean, I don't see how you can get a huge return in AD if he hasn't played.
Yeah, his stock has definitely dropped a lot.
I think that's why they have to
I
keep
think
him.
he's definitely on the downside. Like, I don't think he's gonna go back up to where he was in his career. Like, I don't think he's gonna pop back.
I think it's because he's not the main guy like he was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that
But
plays into the fact.
he should be the main guy because
LeBron tried to make him
yeah.
the main guy, but it's.
I mean, there's a lot of egos go into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like on paper, a team with like Kyrie, AD, and
for
LeBron
sure.
is really good, but it's just like obviously Kyrie's had his history, and he basically just ruined the Nets, and then like
Yeah, we've seen the on-paper stats versus real before.
yeah. So I mean, I think it would be cool because obviously like LeBron and Kyrie have like played together, and I think they're still friends and stuff, but it's just like you said, there's a lot of egos in that locker room. But the Lakers did make some good pickups in free agency. They got Lonnie Walker, Damian Jones, Troy Brown, and Juan Toscano Anderson. So they already did better than they did last season because they didn't get like 40-year-olds. So they're doing good.
I can speak on behalf of Troy Brown Jr. I mean, he didn't really come out to what we thought he would for the Bulls when we trading for him. He's a good young player, two-way ability. He can shoot the three pretty well at times, but from the corner, not really from the top of the key.
Yeah.
He has potential. He's young. I think he's like, 25, 26. Yeah, he's a young guy, has a lot of potential, and for the amount of money they gave him, that's definitely a steal. Mm-hmm. And Lonnie Walker, that's a big pickup. I really like Lonnie Walker. He did really good in San Antonio, and I think he's going to help them out a bunch coming from the bench.
He'll have a bigger role, hopefully, when in there than he did in San Antonio, because San Antonio has a lot of guards.
San Antonio is a mess right now.
Kind of.
Yeah, they're trading Murray, right?
Yeah, they traded Murray to Atlanta.
And then I heard that they're trying to shop Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah. Yeah, Lonnie's the guy that his hat couldn't fit him, Preston.
Yeah,
We were looking at this draft picture where it's like it's just yeah, they traded Murray for Gallo and like 4 firsts.
So Atlanta's guards are off the charts now.
Yeah, they have 2 all-star guards.
Atlanta has definitely jumped a lot of teams in the East, especially my Bulls.
Do you think Trey will play shooting? Do you think he'll play shooting guard? Or do you think he'll still be a point?
I definitely think he'll stay.
I think he'll be point,
Murray
and then they'll
will
just
play.
move Murray to shooting guard.
Yeah, and then add John Collins into that mix.
Yeah, well,
he's on the way out, I believe.
yeah.
Really?
The Hawks said they're like done with him, but there hasn't been a trade yet. So the Hawks could, I mean, they could get rid of like Capella and Collins and stuff. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I think they'll keep.
But
Capella.
I think they have another big trade in them.
Oh, I
think John Collins.
I definitely think that he's gone. I don't think he starts the season with them.
But they're definitely like their backcourt is going to be good because like Trey obviously is like a great 3-point shooter, but he struggles in the defensive end, and Murray is not the best 3-point shooter, but his defense is off the charts. So I mean, they just kind of what am I trying to say? They kind of like feed on each other's weaknesses,
Right.
and I have seen a lot of things that for them to work like really well, Trey's going to have to kind of become a little bit more off ball, because since they both can be primary ball handlers. I feel like if Trey could become more like of an off ball player,
Like Curry.
like Curry is, then
Yeah.
his game would explode so much more.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just the willingness to do that, which we don't know if he's willing to do that or not.
Right. Mm-hmm. What do you think's going to happen to what's that guy with the charges right now?
Oh, Miles Bridges.
Miles?
Bridges, yeah.
I don't think he plays another NBA game.
Really?
Did he sold the bag?
Yeah, dude.
He literally
He was doing good.
I know he had a great season, and then he
He was going to get bank.
Oh
from
yeah,
the Pistons.
like if this came out like 2 days later, he would have had his money, but because of
I don't see how they can let that happen, especially with all the other stuff going around other leagues.
Yeah,
especially Deshaun.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the NFL does with Deshaun, because I mean, I think they're going to suspend him at least a year. It sounds like. So I mean, if they get that, then I would assume Bridges would probably get at least a year.
I just don't know who would, because it's gonna have him a bad mark on his career.
Yeah. Plus, they just like. Well, because he got arrested and then he got like paid out bail, and then they just like charged him again with like a felon, so he has to like go to court and get that fixed. Which so he could like, I don't know if he could serve like jail time or what. I don't know the whole situation, but what I saw on like Twitter of like the stuff that his wife posted, it was pretty bad.
The pictures were bad.
Yeah, and like his like kid was there like while it was happening. It was not a good situation.
It just shows like how. We watch these players almost every day, and yet they're still human.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how a team can change just because of an action of a player. Because now the Hornets are going to be down one of their best players.
Yeah, and I mean, like Miles,
great combo.
Like he was going to get like the biggest contract of his life, and he basically just threw it away.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes it human.
Yeah,
they're not just an entertainment; they're actual human beings.
Yeah. It's hard to understand because like you wouldn't think they could take like something like a NBA contract for granted, like an immense amount of money, but I don't know. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah, it's tough to see. Yeah, I think he's definitely not going back to Charlotte. And I would not be surprised if he doesn't play for at least this season. Yeah. And then I mean, if he does end up playing again, like the team is he's not gonna get paid.
He's not gonna get this money
at all. So, I mean, but we have seen in the past like NBA players have like stuff like big kind of like charges like this, and then like a couple years go by and it kind of gets swept under the rug. So we'll see. But those were like higher caliber. We'll see.
And just wish that was the same for OJ Mayo.
Yeah,
he was one of my favorite players in the league.
He just got banned.
Yeah.
Didn't they also ban who else? Tyreek Evans. They banned him too.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
they actually just like remembered that dude was in the league.
Yeah, they banned like 2 players. That's the only 2 I've known. But yeah, like
what did Evans do? Well, I know a little bit of what Evans did.
I think he did do PEDs.
Oh, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Like Sacramento.
So, is Lance Stevenson coming back to the NBA, or is he gone?
Wait, didn't he just get traded somewhere?
I don't know. The guy's been...
I think he just got traded.
The guy's been on the Pacers, and then off the Pacers, and then back on the Pacers. I don't know. I think he probably should hang it up. He's like, 35 now?
Yeah.
I think he should hang it up.
He's going crazy for the G League.
Unless he wants to blow in LeBron's ear one more time. All right, shall we get into some of these bigger trades that went down?
Yeah.
Unless, do you guys have anything else to say about Kevin Durant? Or
nothing about Kevin Durant. I do want to talk about some extensions, though.
Okay, we can talk about some extensions. Let me just pull up the extensions. Because there was a lot.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things about these extensions is next offseason, the free agent market is not going to be there. I mean, you have a lot of restricted free agents, and a lot of them got locked up, like Zion. And
yeah, I mean, I feel like every year, like the next like class is going to be like an insane free agency class, and then they all like re-up.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Lance signed a 1-year contract with the Pacers.
So he's back
under the radar.
He's back.
He's back.
Jeez, he's never going to leave.
You looked it up.
All right, so some of the bigger extensions. So Devin Booker got 4 years, $224. Ja got 4 years, $226. Jokic got 5 years, $264. Towns got 4 years, $224. Beal re-signed for 5 years, $251. Obviously, Levine.
I don't know what Beal's doing.
That's a quarter of the
We talked about Zion. How much did Levine sign back for?
I believe it was in the 200s. Yeah. I know that he's the first Chicago Bull to make over $100 million on one contract.
5-year, $215.
That's crazy. He deserves it though.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think of Bradley Beal going back?
He values money more than winning.
Yeah. I thought he was for sure gonna leave.
He had so many options. So many people would have thrown the bag at him.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have.
I mean, I don't see where he stays in Washington that whole contract.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if next season he requests a trade.
Yeah,
because they're just bad.
I could see him at the deadline requesting a trade.
Yeah, I mean he we're kind of seeing the same thing with Damian Lillard. They're at least front office pushing to be more. And Dame's more vocal about put a winning team around me or I'm eventually going to leave even though I've been loyal. But Bradley is just it's been kind of just give me money. Yeah. And I'll play for.
A big thing about Portland trying to win is if they do make the playoffs this year, their first round pick for next year gets moved to the Bulls with the Derrick Jones Jr. trade.
Yeah.
So that could be really big for the Bulls. But the biggest thing was Zach LaVine. Very happy that he re-signed. I mean, don't have to burn this, like I said. And the only thing I am worried about is that fifth-year player option. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to accept it. But
how old will he be by then?
He'll be in his 30s, early 30s. I think he'll accept it because just the amount of money that's on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bulls this offseason have given out so many player options on the end of their contracts, like Andre Drummond, Derrick Jones Jr., LaVine. So I'm kind of wondering what the Bulls are looking at. Are they looking at this year being the big year, and then next year maybe rebuilding, which I really hope not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because I was talking to Stacy before this, Vooch, his contract's coming up after this year. And then DeMar in 2 years, he's got his player option. So, I mean, it's kind of putting us in a weird spot. Do we contend now, which I really hope we do, but it doesn't look like it because we're not going to the luxury tax? Or do we, compete for this year, maybe next year, and then rebuild after that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if they were signed on team options, then I'd say they're just keeping their options open. But since it's player options, that could either they could either just lose them or lock them, or they would lock them in. But yeah, I don't really know what the Bulls are trying to do. I mean, I think they're definitely a playoff team, 100% with the roster they have now.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're a championship team as they're constructed currently. I think they would need to upgrade Vooch. I think they would need probably another scorer, maybe.
I think we got to make a big splash.
Yeah, because I mean DeRozan's good, but
he's not going to have the same season.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have the MVP caliber season that he had this year. I don't think so. And even with that, they still lost in the first round.
I mean, I see our team right now as it is, before any other big trades or signings, as a 45-win team. Being completely honest, I really hope I could say in the 50s, but I don't think so. I mean, we can't bank on DeMar having late-game heroics like he did last year. Can't bank on the fact that Vooch is going to come back from a struggling year just because he's aging.
Did LaVine do good last year?
Yeah, All-Star.
Yeah. Okay.
He had all NBA votes, but he didn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But he usually does pretty well.
Yeah.
He's turned out to be a good player.
I don't really see where our direction is going because we're in a limbo. We're going to make the playoffs, but we're not getting past the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
kind of in that mediocrity kind of.
Yeah.
But see, the only thing about that is the player options. I don't think we can get there in 2 years, considering all the contracts that are coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to get rid of Vooch. I love Vooch. I think he's a good player.
For you to really take the next step, you're gonna. That's why I thought you guys were going to be prime candidates for the Gobert sweepstakes, but
I thought it was going down.
You didn't give him 5 first-round picks, which is actually smart.
And that's what's hurting us as well. We don't have that much draft capital.
Yeah.
Like other teams do.
You traded one in the Wendell deal, right? Or did you get one?
We traded two
in the
Wendell deal.
That's right.
And he's turning out to be really good.
Yeah, Wendell's been playing well.
And I fully trust in this front office right now.
Your front office is very good.
They've showed all the signs of being a really good front office. It's more the owner. I mean, he's not, like he said, he's not going to go into the luxury tax unless we're a contending team. Well, the only way to be a contending team is to spend in the luxury tax.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid for. We're going to be good this season. I'm just afraid for the next couple of seasons because
it's kind of now or never.
Yeah, we're going to have to build around Levine because he's shown we haven't the Bulls' first player to get over $100 million on a contract.
Yeah,
even having the best player ever, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's definitely your franchise guy.
So yeah, this is a big make or break off season and season for the Bulls. I think we have to get a player like John Collins. I think if we get John Collins, we're going to be way better off.
I think you could easily put a package for John Collins because John Collins won't demand lots of first round picks.
No, I think we could give up Vooch to match that contract. And
it would just depend if the Hawks would be down to pair up Vooch and Capella. I don't know how well that would work.
The hardest thing this offseason is trying to find a trade partner for Kobe White.
Yeah.
No one wants him, which it concerns me of why. Because
Kobe White's not that great.
He was our leading scorer off the bench. He has shown flashes of being great. It's just he's inconsistent and the defense needs a bunch of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you would definitely have to package him with like a first round pick or like a better player. But I mean, if I'm Atlanta, a deal that's, let's say, obviously Kobe White would probably be in there. I don't know if the Vooch Capella thing would really work because I don't know if Vooch can really play the 4.
He can. We've tried. Tristan Thompson and him did not work.
Yeah, and then, but I mean, Kobe would be their backup point guard probably because they don't have one.
He would be a great option off the bench for the Hawks. It's just trying to, fit Vooch in.
Yeah.
But I definitely think I do like the idea of Collins going to the Bulls. I think that would definitely help them.
I think Lonzo would help him score a lot because we've seen that with him and Vooch helping him score with the pick and roll. Yeah. We just got to get healthy, man. We were the best team in the East, close to the All-Star break.
Yeah, that's what hurt you a lot.
And Levine he did not attempt to dunk in the playoff series against the Bucks because of his knee. I mean, imagine if we were healthy, man. Maybe we could have got a better seed and gone farther. I don't know if we would have won the whole thing.
But you would have.
We didn't show that we could beat the best teams. We were 0-20 against teams that were top 6 seeds.
Something like that.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. But I definitely think the Bulls had a very successful offseason last year. Mm-hmm. And I think this year, they've signed Drummond and Derek Jones and they draft Dalen Terry, I think will be pretty good.
It'll be good, yeah.
But there's really nobody left on the free agency market that could be game changers. So I think the only way that they can truly upgrade their team is through a trade. And like you said, they have Vucevic and Kobe White in them, but I don't know how big the market is for those two.
We have a lot of trade chips. It's just trying to fit it in the right package.
Yeah. Because, I'm looking at the Hawks roster right now, and, they have Capella and Okongwu, who they're probably okay with. So I feel like if they were to get Vooch, they'd have to probably trade Capella, because I just don't think having, 3 centers.
Yeah, it's a long shot.
Work. But, John Collins, would fit very well, I think, in this roster.
Yeah.
I think a big thing coming up this season is Patrick Williams and how much he's improved, because he really has to improve a lot for us to be where we're at or even better, because he didn't play but 4 games in the regular season for us, and he showed flashes of being really good in those 4 games until Mitchell Robinson dislocated his wrist, but no grudges. But I think he has to step up. He's got to be at least a 10-point-a-night scorer and show the defense that he's done, because he's played defense against some of the best players in the league, like Giannis, KD, LeBron, and he's shown that he can provide valuable minutes out there defensively. It's just he has to get his offensive scoring up to par.
Yeah.
I just realized how much the Bulls got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Unnecessary injuries.
Because,
Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan.
Lonzo, Caruso was out for a while.
They hurt Caruso, twice, didn't they, or something?
Yeah, thanks, Grayson Allen.
Yeah. I mean,
was like,
Levine was healthy throughout the season.
No, his knee. He had fluid in his knee towards the end of the playoffs.
Well, DeMar was healthy throughout.
DeMar had 2 weeks of COVID.
Yeah, but other than that,
That hurt us because we didn't. I mean, I don't think we had a winning record that stretch of games.
Yeah.
Vooch was out towards the beginning of the season. Derrick Jones Jr. was out. Troy Brown Jr. was out.
Yeah, he just had a lot of injuries and stuff.
I mean, it's kind of the Bulls thing, getting injured.
With like the Cavs too, because
Yeah,
like the Cavs were
Cavs were scary.
They're like second or third seed, and then obviously Colin went down like really early, and then we kind of just started falling apart. Like Ricky Rubio, who was huge for us, he tore his ACL.
terrible.
We re-signed Ricky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, you had your Bulls talk. We're gonna talk some Cavs.
Yeah, I get on my Bulls rants, but I was being really realistic today.
Yeah. No.
Rubio's been in the league for a century.
Yeah, he's like 30.
Yeah, him and Udonis Haslem.
31.
Oh,
You know
I saw he
Haslam's
got
re-signed?
Yeah, he got re-signed.
Why doesn't he just retire?
For
He
his
hasn't played a
20th
minute
year.
in forever.
He doesn't-
His 20th year.
He doesn't play.
Why are they paying him?
I don't know.
He's a big locker room guy.
That's what I was
Paying
Huge
him
locker room guy.
They probably don't even have to pay him, and he would still be on the team.
Just give me a ring.
So the Cavs have made some huge moves. They got Robin Lopez and Ricky Rubio,
Yeah,
but they still have Collins still restricted.
I think the Cavs are a top 6 team in the East. They've
like
shown it
They're
last
good.
year.
Me personally, I think we should trade Colin.
I think we should too.
Yeah.
I
Garland.
think we showed obviously Colin's a great player. I love Colin, but I just think that they've shown that they can do really well without him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they.
Plus, we just drafted like Ochai, and then we have Karis LeVert, and we have like
Yeah, I forgot about Karis LeVert.
and like Okoro. And this is far out there, but I have seen some packages surrounding Colin to get Bradley Beal. I have seen some of those, which it's a stretch. But if Beal does request out, we're a young up and coming team. Could happen. Plus, I also heard Wendy was saying that we might that the Cavs are trying to get like 1-2 year deals to free up cap space for LeBron to come over when his contract is
I don't
up.
think that's going to happen. I think he's going to retire with the Lakers.
I think he
Really?
probably will too. I don't know.
I think he will.
I think maybe. I know that he's going to play with his son wherever his son goes.
Oh, that's a good point. I
It's
forgot about that.
Automatic. Wherever his son goes, even if it's the Pistons.
They're
he's
going to
going
put
to
the
Detroit.
dumbest. It's going to be the dumbest trade in NBA history. They're
Yeah.
probably going to get like
LeBron
so
and-
little and just get LeBron.
LeBron for 2 second-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be so retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think both teams have bright futures, and it's just what they do with the assets that they have. I mean, it really comes down to it.
I mean, we've
'Cause
seen.
they're both in the same division, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The division is pretty good, except the Pistons.
The Pistons are.
They've gotten a
They're
lot
getting
better.
better.
But they're not. They're not like.
They're not.
They're not at the level of because it's what Milwaukee, us, Bulls, and then Pistons.
Oh,
Yes.
the Pistons are going to get destroyed by all
I
those
think-
teams.
Dude,
But they are coming. They're getting a lot better.
The Pistons are going to be a contender. in
Dude,
a
they
couple
used to
of
be
years.
like, you go to the Pistons, your career is done.
Yeah, like Detroit was where players go to
Thon
die.
Maker,
Yeah, I mean, you just got forgotten about. Like,
Tony Snell, huge Chicago Bulls legend.
His 0.0 rebounds,
The most minutes without a single stat.
Yeah.
But watching as I have the past 2 seasons every game, thanks to the League Pass. Man, it seems like 5 games a year. We just watch Giannis go off for 40 points against the Bulls or the Pistons or the Cavs. Just no team in the Central can compete.
Giannis is a freak. Yeah. And then they'll have Middleton back.
that's a once in a generation.
And it helps with the Bucks because you just have teams like the Cavs, Pistons, and the Bulls just beat up on each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they're splitting season series like 3-2 or 2-3. Then you got Milwaukee with 5-0 against all 3 teams.
Yeah. And Milwaukee's just
It's going to stay like that, too. That's not
I
going
know.
to change.
It really hurts as a fan.
Yeah, until Giannis leaves, it's going to stay that way.
I was
probably won't happen.
I was talking to
my dad, and I was like, Can you believe that my decision as an 8-year-old kid playing NBA 2K13, watching Derrick Rose be one of the best point guard in the league, just gives me misery for 82 games.
There's this like there's these like TikToks, and it's like a kid sitting in like inside, and then it's like the guy's like outside, and he's, in your case, it was like me like choosing the Bulls as my favorite team in like 2013. It was like, no, God, please, no, no. He's like, why?
So funny. One of my favorite movies. That's from Interstellar.
Yeah,
it's a great 4-hour watch.
Yeah, that is actually such a good movie, but
it just takes forever.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get your thoughts on this. Is pretty much one of the bigger signings that's happened. I want to get your thoughts on Jalen Brunson going to the Knicks for a $110 million contract.
Well, the big thing for the Knicks is that they got a team that Tom Thibodeau likes. Because very gritty, get to the basket. Like, you're going to play 42 minutes a night. And just like, they don't rely on rookies. I mean, Tom Thibodeau has never really relied on young players, especially in Chicago. He didn't play Jimmy Butler young, didn't play a bunch of young people like Luol Deng a lot. And Luol Deng's one of the best small forwards to ever play in Chicago. I'm just gonna put
the Lakers just got off of his contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they stretched it, and they just now got off of it.
Shout out to Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla, that was yesterday. Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh my God.
Best day
How
of
is
the
that
year.
even a
It's
thing?
the worst contract.
He gets paid to what, 2035?
Wait, how is
His
that
agent
possible?
makes bank.
So
they
they
deferred it.
Yeah, like let's say Russell Westbrook, like when they would like to release Russell Westbrook, they could stretch his contract out, so they pay him like $5 million.
Oh,
$5 million.
yeah.
So they just stretch it out, so then they don't have to pay the whole thing. And so they did that with him, and they stretched it out for what was
2035.
Yeah, so he gets paid every day, July 1st. He gets a check for over $1 million.
I'm gonna be 31
And
when that ends.
He hasn't played baseball in 10, 12 years.
Bro, he's just making $1 million every year.
Yeah.
Every year. His agent is so rich.
Yeah, it's a genius. Yeah,
It's crazy.
But yeah, like you said with Brogdon, he's one of the best IQ point guards I've seen, up there with Lonzo and Curry, and their IQ for the game is very high, which just automatically helps a team out. I mean, you can't really win a championship without a strong point guard. I mean, we've seen that with the Warriors, and like LeBron has been pretty much a point guard wherever he's gone, and the GM. But like, it's starting something good for the Knicks. I don't think that they're gonna really compete this year. I mean, they've got players like Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, but I don't think it's gonna really amount to too much. But they are taking a swing, which I do like that. If I'm a fan of the Knicks, which I would never want to be.
yeah, they have it worse than the Bulls.
Yeah, and it's so funny because we got that rivalry.
Yeah,
But I want them to take a swing at things.
yeah. I like Jalen Brunson as a player. I think he's a good player. I just think 100 mil is a little too much for him. I think if you get him for like 80, I think that's a pretty good. But I mean, because they were like swinging at Kyrie, like KD, like they were swinging at big guys, and they obviously didn't get.
Now
any.
they're down there.
So now they're like they have all this money, and then they gave it to Brunson, which I think will be fine because the thing that they've needed for the last couple of years is a point guard. They have never really had like a steady point guard in the last couple of years.
I keep mixing up Brogdon and Brunson. So
Yeah, I knew who you're talking about. But like you said, I still don't think that they're really like a contender. I think they might be able to squeak into the playoffs as like an 8 seed, but
playing team.
yeah. But I mean, I think because Julius Randle, I don't really know what he is. Like he had that one great season, and then he was like awful this past season. So,
Question for you. I know it's kind of beneficial for a while, but the play-in's coming back next year.
yeah,
What are your thoughts on the play-in?
I don't mind it. I just like. I mean, I think it's fun for like more basketball, but I mean, like as like a Cavs fan, like we were like the 8th seed and we lost 2 games and didn't make the playoffs. So that kind of sucked.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the idea of bringing more teams into a playoff picture. But I mean, for a team that is a 7th seed that used to be, pretty good. You had a good season, wasn't the best, but, you made the playoffs, so you get rewarded. Well, they don't really get rewarded that much in the play-in system.
You have to play another game.
You have to play, what?
You have to win the first. If you're the 7th seed, you only have to play one. So it's
you have to win that
play
game.
One. Yeah.
But if you lose that, then you have to play another one, which is do or die. Which I don't think that gets rewarded that much.
Yeah, that's what happened with the Cavs this year, because they were the 8th seed, and they lost in the first one, and then the second one they played the Nets. And
they deserved to be. They deserved to be in the playoffs. The Cavs did, with the season that they had, the injuries and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think it's really rewarding people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it takes some of the, importance off of your actual season. As much as dumb as that sounds, you can have a worse season.
Because you have to be the 10th seed.
Yeah, and I think it encourages tanking more, because
you
really have to get bad to not get a shot in the play-in.
Yeah,
because the 10th seed can get a shot at it.
Yeah,
and you don't have to build that good of a roster to get the 10th seed.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But
it can go.
I saw this meme with Patrick Beverly. It's him, and it showed him being all emotional with Timberwolves after they made the play, they won the play-in game, and then him getting traded.
I did they won the championship, and then he got flipped. Yeah, I saw Walker Kessler made a video, and he was happy to be a Timberwolf, excited to get to work, and then I just looked at the comments. He goes, he got traded 3 days later. Yeah, going back to Brunson and the Knicks, like we said, I don't think they're contenders, but they did re-sign Mitchell Robinson, which I didn't think they were going to do. I thought they were going to let him go.
I don't know what they're doing with the big situation,
because he, I don't know. He's a good interior defender, but other than that, can't really do much. Plus, he doesn't really stay healthy.
Well, I was talking to you before this. They just signed Mitchell Robinson back, and they re-signed They signed Hartenstein, which makes no sense for any part of that deal, because Hartenstein has to back up Mitchell Robinson for 4 years, and they're paying $8 million for a backup center.
Yeah, which is not bad.
It's not bad, but there was other places on that roster where they needed help.
Yeah.
Especially with the wings.
Yeah. I mean, they have, good players. They have Quickly, who's done really well. They have Obi, who's been decent.
This last season, you've seen where he's got the ball more, he's performed more.
Yeah.
And they have guys like Cam Reddish, who I still think can do some stuff.
I've given up on Cam Reddish.
RJ's really good. He's gonna have an extension here soon. And they got Quentin Grimes. They have a good team. It's just
they're not solid.
No,
they have a good team.
I also
but it's not.
Like you said, they have old guys and then they have a lot of younger guys. But like you said, Thibodeau's not a fan of playing younger guys, and that's what I think they need to be doing. I think they need to be rolling starting lineups of Brunson, Quickly, Barrett, Obi, and Mitchell Robinson. I think that's what they need to do. But instead they'll run Taj Gibson, or Evan Fournier, or Derrick Rose, people that don't really need to start or shouldn't
Well, we don't need to bash Derrick Rose for no reason here.
But he's no longer a starter. I did see the Bucks are trying to get Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I really hope he gets there, because I get to watch him for 5 more games.
Yeah, that would be a good choice. How is Taj Gibson still in the league? He's 37.
Dude, every time someone brings up Taj Gibson as a mediocre basketball player, I just laugh so hard, because
he was good with the Bulls.
He played 3 to 4 good seasons with the Bulls, and then fell off the face of the earth.
Oh yeah, I feel like that happened. When they first traded D Rose to New York, who was the other player that was in there?
We traded Noah to New York.
He fell off the face of the earth after that.
Bring him back.
He's in the jungle exploring the wild.
yeah, he came back for his retirement night with the Bulls, and he was just the most casual guy.
Yeah,
just had not a suit on or anything special, just regular T-shirt and I don't even know what hat he had, but it was just so laid back. I'm happy for him. Love that guy.
Yeah, and the Knicks also traded Burks and Noel for nothing.
I think they could have got more out of Noel.
Oh yeah,
I like New Orleans Noel.
Those are two like quality role players, and they traded them for like cap space.
Well, they were trying to get.
I know they're trying to get Brunson, but I mean, like, I think you should.
Yeah, speaking of the Knicks and Brunson, tampering. The deal was made before free agency.
Oh yeah, they're definitely tampering.
I mean, and the Bulls, waited. I think it was like 5 minutes, and then we get a second round pick taken from us. But they made the deal before.
But because of the Knicks, they're not going to get fined.
Jeez, dude, Adam Silver, that little bald-headed guy.
Yeah, that tampering stuff like that changes a lot. Because I mean, like that's 2 less draft picks, so that's 2 less players that like don't get picked, which is huge. All right, let's get into some trades that happened. So obviously the biggest one from yesterday was Rudy Gobert to the Timberwolves from Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, Leandro Balmaro, and 4 first-round picks. Yeah.
Wolves got fleeced.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, I think for now, I think it's not bad because I think Cat can play the 4, and he played the 4 a lot last year. And Gobert does what Cat can't, play interior defense. But like we were talking about this earlier, the perimeter defense down there is going to be awful. And because that's what Jared Vanderbilt's good at. Jared Vanderbilt's a good perimeter defender. But they do have Jalen McDaniels still, who can play perimeter defense. But now they have a big 3 of Ant, Cat, and Gobert. But
how are those two going to work together though?
So Cat is going to play the 4 because he can shoot.
I think Cat's going to have the ball more in his hands now.
Yeah, and then basically Gobert will be a rebounder and defender.
Yeah. See, I just don't know why. I mean, it makes them a better team. Mm-hmm. Like I
was shocked when I saw this because I had no idea that the Wolves were even like on the radar. Yeah,
but like the Jazz, I think they're going to move Donovan Mitchell.
They said they're trying to retool around Donovan, but I was reading an article yesterday that the expectation around the league is that it would be abnormal for him to not request a trade. So, and if he does, then where does he go? I mean, I think New York's probably the number 1 right now.
I think he should leave though.
I think he should go to Miami.
Miami?
Oh wow, that would be.
Because if they get a deal with like,
they could
like
get the
Hero,
back end of
like
Hero contract.
Hero, Lowry, Duncan maybe. Like they can.
Dude, that Duncan contract.
Oh, that
one of the worst ones failed. I've ever seen.
But like they could, I think. That would be. They could give him a enticing package. Plus, they don't really need any more first-round picks. I mean, get greedy.
So many.
But
they're turning into
Jimmy
and that would make
Donovan and Bam.
That would make them a big contender.
Very big.
I think.
I want that to happen. I want Mitchell because I enjoy watching Mitchell play, and I watched him last year, and I could just tell that he was just like frustrated and like done with it. Yeah. And like the Jazz are always like a great regular season team. They get to the playoffs and suck.
Same with the Heat.
Yeah.
I mean they did get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But like the whole year we were like, who's stopping the Heat? But yet they didn't have that the motor. Like I've said, you have to have a huge motor.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire season because you can't fall off. Like
because they played Jimmy about like 48 minutes a game.
Yeah, it's really big carry.
Just like the Bulls, even with injuries. I know a lot of it comes down to injuries and how you play through them. But like towards the end of the season, we were just done. I mean, a lot of players were playing a lot of minutes because a lot of them were out.
Right.
And it's hard to gain the momentum you had in the beginning of the season, just like the Lakers, just like the Cavs. And I just. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the league just because of how he plays the game. Mm-hmm. Like I loved when he played with the third stringers.
Oh yeah,
I loved that story. I wish I could be a fly on the wall just to see that. But I think that's why the Warriors is such a big dynasty because they have that motor. They have that desire. I mean, they've done it before. They'll do it again. Like we'll pull up to your house and we're gonna put 40 on your head.
Right.
Yeah, I saw one report. It was the Heat trying to pair up Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell, and then I thought, with what assets? Because let's say you trade for Donovan. That's all your assets.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna get? Bam, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think you can make those two big trades.
You'd have to give him like Jimmy or something.
You'd have to like 20, 40 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have to give the entire team. You would not have enough players to fill your roster.
No. So I just making a trade up on the fly. But so let's say the Heat trade Donovan to the Jazz for Lowry, Hero, their first round pick Jovic, Omer. How do you say his name? Yurtsevin? I think that's how you say it. And then maybe like a pick or two.
I could see that.
Terrible trade. They probably could get more because it's Donovan Mitchell. But I was just salary works.
Yeah.
But I think him with the Heat would be really well. I think I would rather him go to the Heat than the Knicks.
What's your guys' opinion on Tyler Hero?
Okay, I like Tyler Hero. He's because I'm a Kentucky fan. He's one of my guys. He just struggles in the playoffs. Like, he's a great scorer. Like, because he showed that in his rookie season that he can put the ball in the basket really well, and he's shown that obviously the last couple of years.
He's hit a lot of daggers against the Bulls.
But I think he shrinks in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of his attitude. Because, you see in the regular season, he has a smirk.
He's fired up.
He's excited, and I feel like he's timid. Like, he doesn't want to be the guy to ruin the series for him, which you can't play with that attitude. You have to be like, I'm going to take this ball, put it in the basket, and win us this series. Yeah. Because he's a good player.
I think it'll come with experience. I think we got to give him time. But a lot of people come in with that mentality, so, that's a huge bonus for them, but he didn't.
I feel like we get spoiled with players like John Morant. Right. And players that can just
come
impact
in
immediately.
Yeah. I think we're not used to this day giving players actually time to develop now. Like, when you draft a player, you determine whether that draft was good by how much they impacted their first season, half the time. Yeah. It's different now.
Let me ask you guys this. Right now, I don't think there's any, one team that we could say, oh, they're going to win the championship.
Nope, it's completely balanced.
It is.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Yeah.
In a week or
we'll see where Kevin Durant goes.
It might be different. But as of right now, it's completely balanced.
This is one of the most balanced.
I don't think the Warriors are they're favorites right now, but I could easily see them.
That's just because they're always favorites.
Yeah, I could just see that, this is the most balanced. I think that we're not going to see that many 60-win teams this year.
Yeah.
I mean, how many did we have last year?
A lot more in the last couple of years than they should have had.
We had one.
One?
Yeah. Phoenix.
And it does not feel like that.
Because the one seed was for the East was 53, and the one seed for the West was 64.
Yeah, well, the East was very balanced. It was so competitive.
Yeah, the Suns had 64.
I mean, that was...
Because we shot from... The Cavs went from 3 to 9.
Yeah, the Bulls went from first to wondering if we're going to have a play-in.
Yeah.
The Suns lost 18 games and lost in the second round.
It just goes to show you need to build a team for the postseason and worry about the regular season.
Getting Kevin Durant.
I don't know where Kevin's going.
I couldn't tell you.
Let me ask you this question. I ask a lot of questions. What do you think about E.J. Liddell following?
Absolute steal.
Dude, there was
he should have gone in the first round.
I legitimately I would have put money on it that the Bulls were going to pick E.J. Liddell with the 18th pick. Nowhere in my mind did Dalen Terry come up. But what was it? 44th? 41. That's insane. That kid that kid's going to be really good. He's got the shooting. It's just he's got to develop more around it.
He's a great shot blocker, too.
Yes.
At his size. Yeah, I think he's going to be really good. And, I mean, the Pelicans, even last year, have shown that they hit on their, second-round picks. Because, Herb Jones and, those guys have been key.
Dude, low-key, the New Orleans, just their coaching staff develops players
very well.
So much better than a lot of teams. Brandon Ingram came in. He wasn't the best shooter. He was a decent playmaker. Comes in, and now he's one of the main guys.
Are they the one that has the really good shooting?
They have the shot doctor, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they the one that has the really good shooting?
He changed Lonzo's three-point.
Yeah.
And Lonzo's one of the best three-point shooters in the league right now.
That's crazy that you can do that. You can help a player that much.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really that hard with Lonzo. He moved from the left side of his face to the
right side.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Pelicans, they got a bright future. We just got to see if Zion can stay healthy.
I think
or
we
not.
can say that about a lot of teams, like the Pistons,
the
Cavs.
league's trending upward.
We're
100%.
we're gearing up.
And like I feel like we're kind of getting close to the era where like Steph, like LeBron, like those guys are kind of gonna go out the window. But there's like the talent drop is not going to be there, like because the league is so talented.
I think we're going to see a major shift in 3 to 5 years of like teams like the Nets, the Bucks, the Warriors, the Lakers. They're going to be at the bottom.
They're going to start going down.
And teams like the Pistons and
The Rockets.
just like
That's
the
exciting.
Rockets. I'm excited for that.
Dude,
I mean, it's
that's
one of the things that
crazy.
makes the NBA the NBA.
That's crazy that like the generation we grew up with is finally out.
Yeah,
like
it's getting close.
Like Curry, LeBron.
I mean,
Harden.
Curry, they still have like at least 3-4 good years left.
Yeah, but
in
just think how weird it'll be in the NBA without LeBron, Curry, Harden, or Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but at that time, it's going to be John Morant's the guy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly.
which I mean, he's going to be
He's-
really exciting.
I think.
How old's Luka?
20.
Oh, Luka will be the guy too.
I think Luka's going to win the MVP this year, and then Ja the next year.
And is Giannis with that? Like, Giannis is
Honestly,
What, 28?
Lucas.
That's
Lucas
insane.
23. Giannis
fact
is
that-
27.
Giannis seems like he's 32. Like with the amount of
His-
things he's done.
From when he got drafted to now is crazy. I mean, he gained, what was it, like 80 pounds of muscle?
Yeah.
And he... I'm so astonished by Giannis that, like, going into the league, yeah, he was a first-round pick, but, like, we're not going to amount him to much. To now, he's like...
Do you want to hear something that'll break your heart?
Oh.
The Cavs had the first pick that season and picked Anthony Bennett.
Oh, no. Oh,
Missed
boy.
on that.
Giannis.
Multi-time MVP defensive.
Imagine if the Cavs had him.
Potential top player ever.
Yeah, that dude. I look back, the draft class sucked.
Yeah, it did.
The best player was Victor Oladipo. Obviously before Giannis, but like
Yeah. I mean, that's why you don't really put a lot of stuff into the draft. I mean, how many players do we see like Mo
Like,
Bamba
Jokic
was expected
was-
to be the best center in the league in a few years, and now he's
No one
a
here.
backup center at
And
best.
like Jokic was like the 40-something pick, and he's back-to-back MVP
Yeah, exactly. I think
for 50 pick or something.
more that I see the drafts and how they play out. I see that teams draft for fit at the lottery. They draft for who they need. Like they might not be the best, but they might be the best player to people, but they might not be the best player.
They
the
draft
system.
off of current skill, not potential. I feel like.
Yeah, because
But then there's also people that just like Shaden Sharp. They got picked too. They literally just picked him over potential because we haven't seen him play at all.
And-
so there's some teams that take like big flyers,
Yeah.
and then others that take like
Well, it's also like you can't look at a person and know their potential. So it's not like
Yeah,
it's
you
not like
never-
they're doing this on purpose.
yeah,
But
like the draft is a crapshoot. Like
it
there's
is.
really
It's
nothing.
just a guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
we
just,
see that with all leagues.
and people have hit and people have missed. And I'm looking at I have Giannis pulled up. His full name is Giannis Sina Ugo Antetokounmpo.
never heard of that.
That's his middle name.
Dude.
His middle name is Sina.
Dude, Greece
Ugo.
goes crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to some trades. So
We got on a rant.
yeah, sorry, it happens. So the Boston Celtics got Malcolm Brogdon for Nick Stauskas, Malik Fitz, Juwan Morgan, Daniel Tice, Aaron Naismith, and a 2023 first-round pick. Absolute steal for Boston. They gave up literally nothing.
Oh, Daniel Tice fan club over here. I love Daniel Tice.
Daniel Tice is
Not that great.
He was great for the Bulls
yeah.
in the 20 games he played for us.
Yeah, and I mean, the Celtics, like Marcus Smart's a fine point guard. He's pretty good, but we saw in the finals that he can't because in the Eastern Conference Finals he was going nuts for like 20 plus, and then in the finals he kind of struggled. And so I think having another ball handler that can help, and he can also play some shooting guard as well. I think that's going to be huge for them. Plus, they also just added Gallo. So I think that the Celtics have made two really big moves, and I hope they don't trade for Kevin Durant because that would just be dumb on their part.
Yeah.
But I think they should just stick what they got right now.
Gallo's a big signing for them. It gives them more shooting off the bench.
Yeah, he'll be a great shooter off the bench.
I really thought Gallo was coming to the Bulls. Because he fit what we needed. We needed shooting off the bench, a veteran guy, a good wing player. But I think Boston is in that state where it's like they should be title contenders, but they're not there yet. I mean, they need that one move.
Yeah, I think they could go back next year though.
Oh yeah,
because I think they're just a team that has like a star player, and then like a 2A basically, and then just all of their they have really good role players, and so I think that
they're a good coach too.
Yeah, and their coach is really good. So it's not like these other teams where they have like really let's say like the Nets or the Lakers where they have 2 all-star players and then everyone else. Like they're a pretty balanced team.
Yeah,
which I think is going to help them in the long run. I can see them going to the Eastern Conference Finals again. I don't know if they'll make it to the finals again, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see them.
And we don't know how much the finals experience and just that run that they had
that could
really
help
plays into
tremendously.
it.
Right.
And I mean, you got to think Tatum and Brown are still 25 and under, so they still have sky's the limit for them.
They just gotta lock them up.
I'm going to talk about this trade because I'm a Kings fan.
Darius Garland just got a 5-year extension of $193 million.
Stuff. I forgot he was extension eligible. Well, that's good for them.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So that probably means Sexton's on the way out.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I think they can still. I think they might just have to go into luxury.
They've been pairing him for forever, and it just doesn't
work. Are the Cavs willing to go into luxury if they're not going to be a top 5 team in the East?
I don't know. I would not be upset if we traded Sexton.
I would be happy.
Yeah.
What was it? There was a Sexton. Oh, I think it was like Sexton for Jeremy Grant, and I was like, I would do that.
I really like Jeremy Grant,
but Jeremy Grant got traded to Portland, which was a good trade for them. Yeah, Jeremy Grant's good.
Yeah, Portland's going to be better than last season. I really hope so. I really feel for
Portland. If they're not good,
they could also be a sneaky team to kind of get into the Kevin Durant. Because it might be too late. Can you do? I don't know if they can still do a sign and trade, but they have Simons who just re-signed for like 4 years, $100 million.
I think they'd have.
I don't know if you can do a sign and trade.
They'd have to wait
or
60 days.
Yeah,
which that'd be before the season.
I guess, yeah.
But I don't know if the Nets are willing to wait that long.
Yeah. But I mean, they could give them like him, Little, Keon Johnson, Shaden, and then a couple of picks. So it'd be a fine package.
Yeah.
And plus, Dame tweeted that or posted that thing of him.
I feel like every player's done that though. Yeah. I know Zach LaVine has posted pictures of him and KD in the Olympics playing together. Being like, "Come on home." But I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. We talked about the DeJounte Murray trade a little bit already. Mm-hmm. The Nets gave up a first-round pick for Royce O'Neal, which made no sense.
Yeah, I like Royce O'Neal,
but not for a
first-round pick.
And then, as a Kings fan, I like this trade. The Kings traded Justin Holiday, Maurice Harkless, and a 2024 lottery-protected first for Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Huerter is going to really help.
You think they'll move Fox out of there?
I hope so.
Yeah. I kind of forgot just till now that they traded Tyrese Maliburton.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they want to contend. I don't know. Okay,
so
when
Tyrese is on the Pacers, right?
Yeah. So when that trade first happened, I was like, "This is the worst trade." But Sabonis is actually like him and Fox work out really well. I forget what the stat was, but I think when they played on the floor together for it was like 20, 30 games or something. Like they were both averaging like 20 points a game or something like that. So they work really well as a
duo.
As a duo.
I remember him going off for the
games. But I mean Tyrese, he was in the Rookie of the Year conversation a couple years ago, and he's a great player, and it sucks that we had to lose him. But I think they're trying to go win now, and I think it was an okay move. We'll really see. It just depends really how Tyrese develops. But
do you think the Kings playing team?
I don't know. Maybe.
They
got Huerter in this deal, which I think is really good because he's still young, good shooter. He's on the team for 3 years because he's got that left on his contract. Then they just signed Malik Monk, who had a great season last year. They lost DiVincenzo, which is fine. brought back Metu. So they got. I mean, they have. I think they're going to bring back Holmes as well.
I really like Rashad Holmes.
And then they drafted Keegan Murray, who I think will be good. I think they got a good roster.
Yeah, I think
it just comes down, and
it's solid.
They just got Mike Brown as head coach, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with the team because I listened to his introductory press conference, and he sounds like he's going to whip this team into shape and put him into the right direction. Which going from Luke Walton to him is amazing.
So on the other half of that, the Pacers, do you think they're going to trade Miles Turner or keep him until the deadline?
I didn't think they were going to trade Miles Turner, but then I saw that they were openly listening to offers, so I wouldn't be surprised because I think since they traded,
Chicago?
Who did they trade? They just made a trade, I think.
Get Vucevic out. Get Turner in.
Yeah,
I think they're going full rebuild because they drafted Benedict, Nemard, and Kendall Brown, so they had a really good draft. Mm-hmm. And then obviously they have Halliburton, who's been really good. They just traded Brogdon for a pick and some young players, so I think they're kind of blown.
Oh, the Pacers are in our division as well. Forgot.
Oh yeah, so I think they're trying to I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Turner and blow it up.
Yeah,
I mean they could trade Turner.
I could really. They were Chicago.
They were going to try to get Bridges because he's from. Because he's from I think around there. I think he's from Michigan, but he had some interest in Indiana. But I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. But I mean, if they do trade Turner, I mean Turner could go to the Raptors, the Bulls. The Hornets have been in there, so I think they can get a pretty decent haul for them. And I think the Pacers are heading in the right direction. I think they're. What did John say? John said they were going to be a finals contender in 5 years. He said some stupid.
John's
thing.
also deluded.
It was a guy.
I think I made a bet with John for $100 that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I made that bet too.
You did?
No, I made the bet.
So we're fleecing John.
No, $500. It was $500. Or no, we bumped it down to $100 because
I have 100.
Yeah, we made it to $100. That the Raiders. He said the Raiders were going to win the Super Bowl in the next 4 years.
Yeah,
and I said that the
Pacers.
I said that the Bulls will be a better seed every year than the Pacers for the next 5 years.
We are fleecing John.
He's in Arizona.
But yeah, I mean,
we will go get our money.
I mean, I think they I like their team because I've seen Halliburton play and I know he's a really good player. And then they have guys they obviously just shipped out Brogdon, but they drafted Duarte, who I think is still fine.
I like Duarte.
They have Isaiah Jackson, who did well last year. Obviously, they have still Miles Turner. I think they're getting rid of T.J. Warren. Oh, they have Dwayne Washington. I forgot about that.
Yeah, T.J. Warren. Yeah, he's going to be on the move. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because he's a free agent. No, I think they said they weren't going to pick him back up. And they have Buddy. They needed to trade Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy Hield kind of fell off the earth.
Yeah, well, he's also 29 now.
He's 29?
Yeah,
I remember when he got drafted.
He came into the league as a 24-year-old. Or 23.
Wait, that's allowed? I thought it was 22 was the oldest you could be.
I don't know. He was really old.
You get drafted.
He was really old. But I mean, Chris Duarte, he's 25, and he was a rookie last year.
So, jeez,
they drafted some old rookies. But
I guess they like college experience.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen they could, if they play their cards right and make good trades, they could be in the right direction. I think the Brogdon trade was fine. I mean, they got a first-round pick. They got Aaron Nesmith, who I think could, with more playing time, might not be that bad. And then they really just got filler guys like Stauskas. None of those dudes are any good. But, I mean, I think the big thing they really wanted was just the extra first-round pick.
Where's Tomas Stodoransky right now? Chicago Bulls legend.
Is he in Europe? I think he's in Europe.
Is he?
I think so.
I hated that guy.
6'7"
$10 million for nothing.
He's 6'7" point guard. Did you guys get off of Felicia's contract already?
Yes, we did. That was last season.
Okay.
That was one of the worst contracts ever
that
seen.
Entire, what was it? Was it 2016 when the salary cap arose and everybody paid?
They got banked.
Yeah. And they overpaid everybody and that put a lot of teams back.
Yeah, Chandler Parsons got a $25 million deal.
Yeah, he got it was ridiculous. Yeah. I think it was it 2016? I think it was
16 no, it wasn't 17 because 17 was when the Bulls got Dwayne Wade.
Oh yeah.
No, that was 16.
D. Wade hinted at a return.
Oh god.
No, he did not. He needs to go.
Yeah, he did. He said this is around that, or he said it was around this time that around my age or around this time that Jordan came back or something like that. And then he Then it was him like getting shots up, and everyone was like, "He's going to the Lakers with LeBron. He's going back to the Heat." I was like, "No, it's not happening."
Lakers
Kyrie,
fans are the
Dwayne
worst.
Wade, LeBron, Anthony Davis.
I know. No, it was like Russ, D Wade, Melo, LeBron, AD. This is.
Where's Carmelo going to go now? Is he still on the Lakers?
No, I think he's free agent.
Would that just be the
what did I
whole-
hear?
whole
I heard
three draft
Miami and somewhere else. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't get signed because he was that bad last year.
He was bad. He should just call it.
Yeah, he should.
And he was on the Bulls at one point
He was.
for 5 days.
5 days.
Did not play a single game.
Dwayne Wade was on the Bulls for a little bit.
Yeah, a whole season, and showed that
He
he's
was on the
not
Cavs
worth
for
it.
a little bit. He did nothing, and then we
Oh,
traded him
okay,
back to
you're talking about
Miami.
Rajon
Every
Rondo?
single team. Wait, was it LeBron
Rondo's-
on the team when he was with the Cavs? Yeah, okay. That's
Look, Rondo's a polarizing player.
Him in Boston, he was really good. Then he got traded to Dallas, and then he became
Went to the Bulls.
like just a cancer.
It was
in the
great
locker
for
room.
us.
Then he went to the Bulls.
He had this
Then
best
he had-
three-point shooting
Then he had that
year with
insane like playoff run with you guys, right?
We won 2 games.
Yeah, but I mean, he went off. He went off in those 2 games.
Yeah, and then he hurt his thumb
and then
was out until
where
game 6.
where did he go after that? Did he go to Cleveland after that?
He might have. I know that we did
I just
not
remember
want
once he
anything
got
to do
traded to Dallas, his career started to go bad. Because when he was in Boston, he was actually like really good.
with Preston, what is the Cavs going to do with Lauri Markkanen?
I have no idea.
Playing that small forward, even though I didn't get it.
Wait.
I didn't get this.
Wait, I want to see where one player is.
Lowry is.
Cavs got Robin Lopez, guys.
Oh, big signing.
Did you see They all like that 2016 team. They all reunited at Kevin Love's wedding. I thought that was really cool.
Really? That's sweet.
I think there's a picture of like JR and all those guys.
JR returning from college golf.
God.
Hey, he's not even on a team anymore. Denzel Valentine.
Oh yeah,
he's
we
not-
got rid of
he's
him.
in the
We
G
got rid
League.
of him quick.
That was the worst decision.
Do you remember that shot for a game that he
Oh
pulled?
my goodness, from half court.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought
He swore he was
Denzel in
still-
college was really good.
He swore,
Yeah.
yeah, for Michigan
In the
State.
G League, he won us the G League championship.
Dude,
I remember I sat there crying because I thought we were going to win the championship that year because that was when we had D Wade, Rajon Rondo. I thought we were going to play Denzel at the 4, even though he was
I remember when he got
6'5".
drafted. He got drafted in like 2015 or something.
yeah.
I was like, "This is our guy."
I remember doing the
Robin
college
Lopez, too.
bracket the year that he was in college. They just dominated everybody.
Yeah. One of the guys just passed away. One of their players that was on that team.
The college team?
Oh wow!
Looking, Bobby Marks gave his like top 5 realistic destinations for Kevin Durant. I'm trying to see who they were. Here we go. Ooh, Raptors number 1, Pelicans number 2, Suns number 3, Celtics number 4, and Heat number 5. Interesting.
You know the Bulls are the 4th favorite in betting odds.
Really?
Yeah, pointsbet.com.
I don't think they have that good of a package, like compared to these other.
I mean,
teams.
if you give them DeMar, Vooch, Lonzo, Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and 2 first-round picks, I think that's enough. Because
Probably.
Lonzo, Kobe.
It just depends if the Nets value players or picks more.
Well, the Nets said that they want to get 2 All-Stars in return. So we give them DeMar and Vooch. They've shown that they were All-Stars. DeMar was an All-Star MVP caliber player last year. Vooch has shown that he can be that guy. You get a guy like Lonzo Ball.
It's just if they think DeMar's too old. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Well, they get Kobe White and Lonzo and picks. Patrick Williams, too.
Yeah.
But I don't, it's all...
It's all just
We
what
have
they
no
want.
idea how this
yeah,
offseason is
it's
going to go.
be. I'm excited to see what happens in the next couple of days.
Yep.
To see where Kevin Durant goes,
Just have to wait and see.
because like we said, it'll change the whole aspect of the league as we know it.
All right, so let's put right here so that we can make a graphic
Yeah, let's
later.
make a pick.
What team do you think KD's going to?
You guys go first. Wait, let me see those 5 teams again. I gotta find it. Oh, that's K Love. I love that guy. It's a full court pass deep.
Remember when he passed the ball inbounds to nobody?
I think Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant will be a member of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah? I think, hot take here, Kevin Durant will live in Chicago. Going to the Bulls.
I think KD's going to the Heat.
All right, so three different teams here. We're going to see who's right.
All Eastern Conference.
Cannot wait until that graphic shows me with the green check mark.
Oh yeah, we'll have to do that.
Just all wrong. Goes for
The last time I did that, we did second round predictions, and Lucas got all 4 of them wrong. He did really bad.
I got money on Kevin Durant to the Heat.
Yeah. Speaking of the TikToks, I posted one. You probably did. Yeah, you saw it because you commented on it. The one where I said that players should go back into
college.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that was a really bad take, but it did well, so I really don't care.
Yeah, I like that video.
But it was funny. One dude, he commented on it. He was like, "This is the worst take I've ever seen." I was
he has clearly not heard me when I'm in a Bulls mood.
No, his tag was NC State baseball fan or something like that.
Oh, he probably thought Tommy Tanks was the best player in college baseball.
Yeah,
he hit 7 home runs.
Tommy Tanks transferring.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know, but he's not playing at NC State.
Whoa. Come to Dayton.
Yes, well.
Cedarville?
Alright. Well, I think that'll wrap it up.
Alright.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe and follow us on TikTok and Instagram.